Hello, Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan have been arrested on rape charges and human trafficking charges in Romania. I will address the elephant in the room, why I haven't been around for, I think it's been more than 3 months now, but I'll talk about that at the end. They're being held in the capital Bucharest for 24 hours, so we might know more tomorrow. Andrew Tate was taken off Instagram, he was taken off YouTube, he was taken off TikTok, but he was also taken off Facebook. He proudly claims he's a misogynist and he does everything he can to prove that point and to talk about women as objects. Well, he was taken off Twitter, but now Elon Musk is around. Now he's back on Twitter. I think Elon Musk needs his own video about the narcissism and evident personality disorder he has. Andrew Tate actually said that he moved to Romania because of the politics, and he went into more detail at one point and described how men can get away with rape in Romania. So, let's hope that Romania proves him wrong. So his tweet says, "Hello at Greta Thunberg. I have 33 cars. How cool this guy is because he's got all these cars. My Bugatti has a W16 8-litre quad turbo. My 2 Ferrari 812 Competizione." You can tell I know nothing about cars. Have 6.5 litre V12S. This is just the start. It reminds me of a little boy at school. I haven't done my homework. It's like he's waiting. Come on, react. I'm bad. When are you going to punish me? You're going to be angry with me. Please provide your email address so I can send a complete list of my car collection and their respective enormous emissions. Greta Thunberg has obviously done heaps for the environment. She's always talking to important people about the environment. She started when she was just a kid. She's still a teenager. She's only 19 now. So she is, I guess, an easy target for somebody who hates women and who wants to show what a bad boy he is. And he shows a picture of himself looking like a with this sports car. He manages to both try to wind somebody up and upset them and get narcissistic supply from doing that to Greta and all her followers because he knows how popular she is. So he gets to get loads of reactions from doing that, and then his followers are going to give him reactions too because they're going to be so impressed with him for bullying a young girl, basically, who's actually doing something positive with her life. So he's going to get reactions from both sides. He's also going to get a reaction from all these followers for having all these sports cars, for being rich and successful and supposedly manly. Greta Thunberg replied, "Yes, please do enlighten me. Email me at smalldickenergy@getalife.com. In response, Andrew Tate posted a video that later got him arrested because it has a pizza box on it that proved he was in Romania because they only do those pizzas there. That enabled the authorities to go and get him and hold him accountable for his crimes, or his alleged crimes, I should say. On top of that being a ridiculous mistake that shows his arrogance, because if he's on the run from the law, why is he not worried about being discovered? He's just too special and too clever to get caught. So he's wearing a dressing gown, a really distasteful, yucky dressing gown, and a cigar, and he's got these wooden panels behind him. So he's, he's trying to look like he's, again, a big deal. His dressing gown is almost like kind of royal colours. You can almost imagine him feeling really bored and thinking, God, who am I going to wind up? I need attention. I need someone to get really annoyed by me. I need to impress people. Who can I pick on? And then he picks Greta. Poor Greta. Although I think Greta did quite well out of it in the end because everyone's really impressed with her. He wrote back directly to her saying, "How dare you?" That's sort of all he could come up with. And he retweeted people who had replied to support him to try and, say, look what my friend says. And then separately, in a separate thread, he tweeted, "Strange as it may seem, there is a teenager out there who believes your government should tax you into poverty to stop the sun from being hot." He's really angry. You can almost feel him raging in that comment. You know, come on, I need to hurt her. Let's ridicule her. Come on, people, help me. Help me bully her, because she's refusing to get hurt and upset by me. And she doesn't say anything back. She doesn't reply. And then someone posted that Andrew Tate and Greta Thunberg need to stop flirting and just F already. And Andrew Tate retweeted that and said she ain't ready. And he ended up making a video about this interaction between the two of them. Probably because she's so famous, he was really impressed with himself that he got a reply at all. But the reason I want to talk about this is because of the way she handled it, and because of what that means for all of us, you know, all of us who have to deal with nightmare people like Andrew Tate in life, and that's pretty much everyone at some point or other, you know, and what we can learn from Greta. Look at her reply. Look at the way it's written. There's no capital letter after her full stop. That suggests that she can't even be bothered to look at her grammar. It suggests that she hasn't put much thought into this. It's not a big deal to her at all. It's just a little side thought. He also wrote something to her about how this is her email address. So what does that say about her? So he's trying to imply that she was saying that she had a small dick. And that was really all he could come up with. And again, she didn't reply. So all he got out of her was that very brief response. And then he tried and tried and tried and nothing else was coming. So she was showing him that she didn't have any more thoughts about it that she could be bothered to share with him. He puts significant energy into trying to wind her up in the first place because he uploads a picture, he writes each of these sentences very carefully, you know, each one is separated by a gap to make it really stand out, and he gets a very brief response back, and he continues to put energy in and she doesn't. And that is what is so powerful. If you get hurt, if you get angry, then you're using up a lot of energy and it's really clear. And for a narcissist, that gives them an ego boost because they're looking at how much they have moved you, you know, to actually use all this energy up only because of them. That's what makes them feel good about themselves. If you use less energy than them, they're not going to feel good about themselves. You know, it's as simple as that. But the goal shouldn't be to win. The goal in your mind should be to make sure that nobody forces you to give energy that you don't want to give. There are situations that might be less obvious. You feel like they just don't understand. They don't understand how upsetting it is, and you spend a lot of time and energy explaining to them. They are getting what they want whenever you put lots of energy into trying to get them to change their behaviour. They don't have to be Andrew Tate. They don't have to be looking for a big reaction from you. They don't have to be as disturbed. You know, they can just be someone who's very selfish and self-centered and who can't be bothered to put energy into thinking about anybody else. If they're that kind of person who doesn't go out of their way to hurt people but just generally can't be bothered and doesn't care, then you putting loads of your energy into trying to get them to change makes it very easy for them to put zero energy in, because you're always carrying the load. You're showing them that you see it as your responsibility to make things different and not their responsibility. So you're actually enabling them to continue to be lazy and selfish and to not think about your feelings. So the key to dealing with a narcissist is making sure that the energy you give is no more than the energy that they give to a situation. Greta Thunberg shows Andrew Tate that she's checked out. You know, it's quite funny that he went to the hassle of making a video about it. Again, that just shows how much energy is going into this from his side, and he just looks like more and more of an idiot. And he tries and tries and tries. And usually the pattern that you will notice with a narcissist is the exact opposite of that. They put in a little bit of energy, they just poke you, you know, or press one of your buttons if they know you well enough, and they just wait for your reaction. And then you're going to be the one who has the strong emotional response, and maybe who talks a lot about it, cries, gets angry, has whatever response, you know, and that's exactly what they want. That keeps them entertained, it keeps them from being bored, and it makes them feel powerful. You could think of energy as like a currency. You know, it's kind of like someone stealing your money. Imagine if every time someone was rude to you, you paid them $50. You know, that would be awful, wouldn't it? Because not only have they been mean, but they've got your money. And it's just the same thing. If you're getting really upset, you're giving the only thing we really have, which is our energy and our time. You know, you're just freely giving it away to whoever wants to upset you. And those people are the people who least deserve it. The more you start to see it as a case of who is going to spend the most energy, the more you're going to be able to rein in your reactions to the point where you're not even going to feel those reactions so much, because you're going to be more prepared for this kind of situation. You're going to get more and more used to dealing with it. So you don't get as fired up each time. You just think, here we go again. This person wants me to spend a lot of energy and I'm not going to do it. In the next video, I'm going to be analysing some of the things Andrew Tate says about his past and about his present views. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and watch that video. So I've had long COVID for nearly a year now. I can feel my heart going fast, you know. I feel a bit like I would have felt when I went to the gym a long time ago, because I actually haven't gone to the gym in a long time. Everything is like exercise when you've got long COVID. So I started running groups, that started in July, and I took on a lot because I just assumed I was going to be better by then. I think more than anything, I just couldn't imagine not being. I didn't want to face a reality where I wasn't going to be better by then. So I kind of decided to plan, almost in spite of my body, to just say to myself, well, you just are going to have to be better because I'm going to be running all these courses. And my body didn't listen, and it didn't really comply with that. I started on colchicine about a month ago, and you know, and that was when I started to really notice the difference. So I think I had 6 days where I was doing really well, and I started swimming, and then I managed to swim too much and push myself right back where I began. And that's the nature really of long COVID, is it's so easy to overdo it, because at the time you don't know that it's going to be too much for you. I was still getting all the endorphins from exercising, so I was really enjoying swimming. It was fantastic. You know, I just loved it, and I didn't feel too tired, so I carried on. And then I ended up, you know, it really backfired. And then the next day it was like I was completely brain dead. I just couldn't think at all, and I had to be in bed all day. And that went on over Christmas. You know, I spent Christmas just in bed, and I overdid it and put myself in bed for several days because I swam 4 lengths of this pretty small pool. And then I started to feel better again, and then I swam a lot less, but it was still too much, and I then went backwards again. So I'm currently, I'm starting to pick up again now, but this time I just have to not overdo it. And I think if you do have long COVID, that's really the key thing, is not to overdo it. And then as soon as you do, you're back again where you were before. And it's so extreme. The last 2 days I worked in the morning and in the evening, and I've just had to sleep the entire day. Today I made myself not sleep so that I can go to sleep super early tonight. And that is really important as well, is just going to bed really early and getting a full night's sleep. That really makes a difference. Now I'm breathless just talking, and at the moment I'm doing a lot better than I have been in the past. Pacing myself, you know, that's the key thing, just underdoing it, making sure that whatever I do, I can do every day. And I still have not mastered that, you know, because I again went swimming a few days ago and kind of screwed things up again for myself. But that is the goal, is just to make sure that you can do something that you can do every day. You only do what you can do every day. And if you ever do a bit more, you make sure that you don't do it the next day. You just wait a few days to see what the impact will be, because sometimes even the next day you feel fine, and then it's like 2 or 3 days later that you feel awful again. I'm going to leave you with my cats. I think Tiny might want to be on his own. He looks very relaxed up there. I think he's hoping that he can stay on his own. I know, darling. You'd love to go up there. I know. You'd love to go see him, wouldn't you? I know. I don't think he feels like chatting, darling. He looks very relaxed up there. I know you really want to see him. Yeah. Why don't you jump on that chair, darling? Jump on the chair. Go on. Do you want me to take you up there? Oh no. Yes, it's very difficult, isn't it? You really want to go up there, don't you, darling? Yeah. I know. You can't get there that way. That's not going to help you, sweetheart. You really want to see Tiny. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, darling. Want Mummy to lift you up? Come here, sweetheart. Oh, look. Oh, there's Tiny. You want to go in and say hello? No? After all that? What do you want to do now then? Where do you want to go? Onto that one. Oh dear. You just want to play with his tummy fur, but he's not going to lie down now. You don't like that idea, do you, Tiny? I know. It's tough, isn't it? Oop. That was a bit mean. He's trying to relax, darling. I think you might be annoying him a bit now. Poor Tiny. I think you might have to leave him alone.
He's not really up for playing, is he?